Well, it may not look like it. I'm actually in Queenstown, New Zealand, at a brew pub entry, Smith's Craft Beer House. This is actually a resort town and usually sunny. Hopefully it will change around before I leave, but it's a brewery, so it's worth a look. It's upstairs. Took me a little while to find it. Roaring makes this craft beer here. Right next to a gym. How awkward. Ooh. Nope, that's where I want to be. This is more like it. This is what a brewery's supposed to be. Now, the massive glare aside, the one thing I didn't understand about this place when I walked in, and I kind of got the sense of it, is it's a craft beer house, meaning they just have craft beer from all over the area. It's not actually a brew hub, and they don't do any brewing themselves. Craft beer and searching for the stuff in New Zealand is a little different, and their definitions are a little different from the United States, so it took me a few places to go before I really got the hang of it. View from the balcony. So it's actually a good view. Beer factory. As for tasting locations, hard to beat a balcony overlooking it. Nice lineup of 6. Start with the first one. It's an APA. Bumpkins Lime. Wow, this is what they think an American Pale Ale tastes like. But it's got its strengths and its weaknesses. Kind of an odd hop flavor to it. Still good. Still worthwhile. And it's great that they hear like, what, nearly 12 different brews? So, it works. Smooth, malty, not very hops. I like it. This whole place kind of works. The next one is Bork's Black IPA. There seems to be an IPA kick here. Too bad there's so much glare coming off their little board there that I can't really, show it, but they had a lot of choices here. The unfortunate thing is they don't brew a lot here. It's more like they serve it. So that it fooled me into thinking it was an actual craft brewery. And it's just a craft beer house. My fault for not checking into it enough. Good man. IPA in the loosest sense of the word. But it's actually really good. You really get the whole chocolate malt right in through there. Really solid. The hop is not overpowering, not overpowering. It's nice and smooth. I like it. I know a lot of people would have problems with the IPA part of it, but I won't. So to make this go faster, since you got a number here, here's Garbage Project, Death from Above. It's a pale ale, which is kind of an unusual name. Normally when they put like death in there, it's a IPA or something like really strong. This is not exceptionally alcoholic, hoppy, or any of that. It's definitely a different kind of pale ale. It's a pale ale that almost has a little sour to it. Intentional. But hey, that's the way you like it. That's the way you like it. It's kind of more unusual. I mean, really, it does kind of shake up the mold a little bit because it almost kind of goes. Here's a saison. And it's definitely a saison. You can definitely taste it. At least it's good in the fact that the sour notes or whatnot are not overpowering. Too often than not, it's like people just do it. And they just it's terrible. This is drinkable. If you really like this, honestly, I'd put this one up there for what a saison is actually supposed to taste like. As this is your quintessential example of it. I have to look up what the name was. Next clip, you'll have it. That last beer was Bifected Mojo, which was a Belgian, not a Saison. I sometimes mix those up because, let's face it, Belgian is kind of this blanket term. But if they want to have it be a Belgian, then a Saison, fine, that's fun. Here's Grounded. It's a stout. I think it's from, wow, that's a lot of coffee to it. I almost think you should use this for wake-up juice. Alcohol, you know, the one thing about New Zealand is the alcohols aren't really punched out there. Very few. I've very seen anything over 5. 6 is rare. Still haven't seen anything over 7%. This is 5, I think 5, 6, 5, 7. It's good stout. So I guess I'm kind of getting more for a feel of the territory rather than exactly what they run. But it's a decent stout. High on the coffee. Man, it's almost like I'm chewing beans afterward. Chewing grounds afterward. And finally, and hopefully not least, the Cargo Pale Ale. All this stuff has been like brewed in New Zealand, so it is craft. It's just not brewed here, which is unfortunate. I'm getting a weird vibe. These people have a different idea of pale ale than what I know of pale ale. It's just this odd kind of flavor. I gotta think about what that is, but I'm getting it, and not normally found in most other pale ales. Like maybe the Kiwis are getting to it. I would say Dingo, but Dingo is an Australian thing. Apparently, there's a thing about comparing them to Australia around here. But okay, back to discerning the thing. But man, it's not bad. It's just got this one flavor there. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'll think about it. There's the exterior.
They just kind of like, they just feel like
Well, let's get out of here. Well, the good news is that starting to get a flavor for New Zealand beers. That flavor I couldn't put a finger on is actually a hop flavor. It's kind of this lemony zest, tangy thing. I wish I had a hop wheel with me so I could figure out exactly what it was. But apparently, from what I can gather, most of New Zealanders don't import; they just grow their own hops here. So it's a local thing. So for the most part, even though Smith's Craft Beer House, not a brewery, still a worthy visit. You get a wide variety. 15. They did have a nitrogen system when they had a Pilsner on there. Normally I'd go right into it, but since they're not a brewery itself, I wouldn't do it. But as you can see, cleared up nicely in that little time. That gives me plenty of time to explore else. And it's almost 9 o'clock here, but it's summer. Luckily back in New York, they're under 2 feet of snow.